Rumors are that Game Center is coming to iOS 4.1 very soon. Apple's new pen turns your iDevice into a police officer, and iOS 4.0.2 gets jailbroken for the iPhone 3GS, sort of. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocketnow iReview, the show where we go through all the week's cool and not so cool inside the world of Apple's iDevices. Let's start off with the cool. Hot rumors state that iOS 4.1 is already rocking its third beta and that it finally brings Game Center to iOS devices. Now what is Game Center? Well, Game Center is what we've been expecting for Xbox Live on Windows Phone 7, only with an iPhone kick. Now on the other positive side is the fact that it probably also brings the proximity sensor fix that we've been expecting for iPhone 4 devices. And even though there are no mentions on the fact that it'll bring finally any sort of antenna fixes, we at least know the beta is still far from being launched because it's still plagued with tons of bugs, so let's see what happens. Speaking of iOS 4.1, rumors are that there are test units out there already that are not iPhone 4 devices. These are the iPod Touch 4, the iPad 2 we've been expecting, and some sort of mystery iDevice we have no idea about. Now, what can we expect? Well, it could be a smaller iPad, it could be a larger iPhone, it could be a Verizon iPhone, or it could probably be that app-based iTV that's been mentioned all around. Whatever comes out, anything's positive. Let's just hope we see some sort of new devices come out next month with the Apple keynote on the iPod devices. On other positive news, iOS 4.0.2 has finally been jailbroken for iPhone 3GS devices. Sorry iPhone 4 owners, this is not applicable to you. Now the problem with this update is that it sadly is not available for all iPhone 3GS devices out there. It all depends on what boot ROM you're rocking, so to know if the boot ROM you have is the one applicable, follow the link that we're posting up right now for you to have the tutorial to see if the boot ROM is applicable. And then second, if you're still interested in jailbroken, word of advice is sadly, this jailbreak is not as jailbreakme.com that we posted earlier. Sadly, you are going to have to require a PC to have this jailbreak work, and obviously it's the old kamikaze way of having your device being able to be bricked if you don't follow the right procedures. So proceed with caution if you're interested. On my advice is if you can wait, then probably just wait, because I know the dev team is working hard on getting us the iOS 4.0.2 jailbreakme.com feature as soon as they can, so let's see what comes up first. You know, I actually debated whether to make this part of the positive section, but here it goes. Facebook has finally updated their iOS application to bring their new Places feature to iOS devices. Now the problem with the feature is that, yeah, it's cool that you can share your location, and it's cool that if you go to the Eiffel Tower you can actually take pictures and share your thoughts, and your friends can actually, get your thoughts eventually whenever they go there. Now the problem with this is that, friends could actually also know when they're close to you, and, there are friends you would like to share your location with, and there are friends you don't. So just proceed with caution with this application. I could actually see the Facebook developers having a lot of time in front of the computer and actually finding serendipitous meetings to be cool, but that's not the case for everybody, so just watch your privacy and, just decide whether you want this Facebook Places application to work with you or not. Now on to the bad. So Apple visited the patent office this week and filed a really weird and long named patent called System and Methods for Identifying Unauthorized Users of an Electronic Device. Okay, now that sounds cool if somebody steals your device, but in plain English this means that Apple can actually use the phone's camera, GPS, and features to actually figure out who stole your device or who is holding a device. Now the problem with this update is we actually don't know if Apple plans to use this on people that have actually jailbroken their device, because the problem is it actually even mentions that it could actually use your heartbeats, voice prints, and any sort of means possible to actually know who you are. So, I mean, the problem with the update is, Apple, I actually only bought a phone. I'm not interested in a police officer. If that's actually going to be the case, then just let me know so that I can move on to another platform. Now let's go from the uncool to the terrible. Everybody remember those really ridiculous fart apps that would make the App Store? Well, it was actually developed by a company named iWiz, which was actually owned by a guy named Philip Shoemaker. And the problem with Philip Shoemaker is, aside from his bad taste for app, the fact that Apple has just hired him as the new App Store director. So there goes the neighborhood. I mean, if this guy was only interested in bringing fart apps to the App Store, what can we expect him to ask from now? I mean, what's next, puke apps? I'll pass. On to other news. It seems Sony's new PSP advertisement actually takes a direct blow to iDevices by saying you can't play good games here, you can only text your grandma. And I'll say, right. It seems over there the marketing guys at Sony only have to rock Sony Ericsson devices, and they actually have to carry a PSP around, so I can understand you guys. Now, the only positive note about this post is the fact that, yes, PSP games are going down, and that's only because iDevices came to change the way things were done. So, Sony guys, PSP guys, and marketing dudes, get your act up. I guess this wraps it up for the week. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions or comments you have about this video, let us know at twitter.com/PocketNowTweets or youtube.com/PocketNowVideo. That's it for now.